What's going on, my pro wrestling smokers? Welcome to this week's edition of the Pro Wrestling Punditry with a lot of smoke behind it, aka Pro Wrestling Smoke. No, I am Bobby Lucas, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. You know the sponsors: PassDat Apparel, SmokeKind.com, and if you use the promo code BOBBIE, you get 10% off of Sara J CBD.com and her line of pain relief and stress relief products. You feel me? So, what's going on, people? How y'all doing? It's a new year, new day, new way. And okay, we don't have a lot to discuss with Ashe because we haven't have an announcement of the next show or anything. So I will not be talking about Ashe. Not going to be talking too much AEW because not a lot was going on this week with AEW. And as I'm recording this, normally I try to record after AEW Dynamite, but I'm not doing AEW Dynamite. But I will discuss some AEW stuff. But it's mainly going to be more of a WWE centric show. So trust me, next week will be a little bit more because I be honest with you, when I sit back and look at what happened with AEW this week, it really wasn't a lot. Which I guess we can start there. The beginning of the MJF era and the Triple B. His first contender will be Bandito, who won the Diamond Ring, defeating Ricochet in the Diamond Ring finals. So that'll be his first contender. We already see the lineup of who's going to be next. We got Swerve. We got Hangman. I'm pretty sure some of Don Kai family guys, period. And now we have Bandito. Me personally, I hope that the MJF reign is a long one. And a strong one. Because the last one was pretty good. I didn't like the ending they had with Adam Cole. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm curious to see where this is going to go. The women's feud to me I'm looking forward to seeing is this match between Maria Shafir and Toni Storm. I'm seeing that they're making a point to push Maria Shafir to give her identity a little bit outside of the Death Riders. I was a little surprised that they even kept the tag team between her and Megan Bayne together. So, which shows me that AEW is way more committed to their tag team division than that of WWE. Period. Especially with the signing of My World and High-End as a tag team. So they signed him as a tag team. Smoke that over for a minute. So, yeah, to me, in my opinion, I'm glad My World up there. That girl is bad as shit. I hope it don't interfere with her Ashe shit. You feel me? But that was interesting within itself. The big news was Willow defeated Mercedes Moné to become the TBS champion. Now she's 2 belts Willow. We're seeing the storyline begin of the fall of Mercedes Moné. I said this before. Mercedes Moné will not get the AEW title until them other titles are gone. And I told people, I said, y'all keep saying Tony can't book. Tony booked this out for like 2 to 3 years. And the arc is Mercedes showing that she's the shit, but she can't conquer the one mountain, and that's the AEW world title. And because she's been focused on everything else, she could never win it. So you have her lose the TBS title. You have her lose. She lost the women's title for Rev Pro. Some of these other belts about to come off until she has no belts, to where now her complete focus and goal is to become the AEW champion, the one belt she could not get. And I see that happening at All Out. They're going to stretch this out to All Out because we still got to have Tekla versus Chris Statlander. Because I truly believe that is the next contender that should be up there, in my opinion. Shelton Benjamin will be getting his first title shot. I take it against, hold on, let me make sure who Shelton is going against tonight. Shelton is going against Jon Moxley for the Continental title as eliminator. Shelton Benjamin defeated one of the top flight boys, Dante Martin, that's his name. Glad to see Shelton going for a title. I don't see him winning his belt. This is going to be a good match, probably the match of the night on Dynamite. I know a lot of people like, damn, you just had Moxley as world champ. Now you have him as a Continental champ. Let's just be honest. Moxley is one of their top stars, if not the top star. Moxley last year really helped and saved AEW a lot. So him becoming a Continental champion, I see no issue with it. Mox, in my opinion, should always be around a belt or have a belt on him. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it's like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. You got to have them in the title picture. If it ain't the world title, one of these other titles. Was I shocked that he won the C2? Yes, I thought it was going to be Takeshita. Because my question is, we kept teasing this Takeshita and Okada situation, and we got the match, but still no blow up. So I wonder if we're going to have a second match or so forth. I don't know. We'll see. Darby is continuing his war with the Death Riders. So, which means that at some point, if Darby goes through all the Death Riders, then we should see at some point him versus Jon Moxley again, but this time with the Continental title involved. So we'll see. I like the fact that they're having Pac versus Darby Allin. And I see, once again, I keep saying there's no long-term booking. The long-term booking is Darby Allin versus the Death Riders. There you go. Like I said, Statlander, we see that the Tekla and the Triangle is basically going to be that booth beef coming in. We see that the Ops are going to continue to beef with my man Swerve, as well as the one and only Adam Page. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. We also got Ortiz and Eddie Kingston. They're right there beefing with the Grizzly Young Vets. Are we going to get a tag title run with these guys? Are we going to see them go after the tag titles against FTR at some point? We haven't seen, I didn't see too much of the Young Bucks this week. Kenny Omega has made his attention known that he is looking to come after MJF for the world title. So, boom, we know at some point Kenny Omega is going to get a title shot. I'm waiting to hear when Will Ospreay is going to be back, because I know that they want to put the belt on him, and they're supposed to be. I'm curious to see who's going to be the person to take the belt off MJF and how long this belt going to last. Period. Sammy Guevara is challenging for the Ring of Honor title, for what I saw. I thought he was going to win it from Bandito from the jump when they had that fatal four-way. And I would like to see Sammy Guevara become the Ring of Honor champion. I think it's time for him to get one of the major belts and have a run. Bandito has had a great run. He's been a tag champ. He's a Diamond Ring owner, and he's the world champ of Ring of Honor. He's been champ for a long time. Sammy Guevara has the look, the style, a great heel persona Come on, let's go ahead and flip that title, shall we? Also, can we please get the belt off Athena? I love Athena to death. Don't get it twisted. But goddamn, how long you gonna have her have this belt? Is she gonna go for this belt with a decade? Are we gonna do a moolah? We're gonna do a moolah. So, but that pretty much it for AEW. See, that's why I say it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot, even though I gave y'all 10 minutes of the conversation. So now before we go to WWE, Wrestle Kingdom happened. And the biggest news that came out of that is the Hiroshi Tanahashi retirement match. He went against Okada, the Rainmaker. Of course, Okada won. Funny how all these retirement matches, everybody who's retiring has lost. John Cena, Tanahashi, Goldberg. The only person that didn't lose the retirement match was, wait a second. Well, no, because even Kurt Angle lost his retirement match. The only person that didn't lose his retirement match was Sting. And I still say Sting had the best retirement tour out of everybody, but I digress. So he had a lot of people come in to say goodbye to him and what have you. Kanishka, Takeshita lost his match. So now the guy, can't remember his name, he's now double champion. We have a new women's champion in Stardom and so forth. A lot of New Japan talent is leaving. I understand the War Dogs, David Finlay and all them, they're supposed to be leaving. I'm curious if they're going to go WWE or we're going to go AEW. I would love to see the War Dogs in AEW. I'm sorry. I would love to see them as a part of AEW. Not clicked up with anybody they own. You know, and to me, I am so looking forward to see that. I love the driller Maloney. I remember him from Progress. I was surprised he didn't become Progress champion, but I can understand because he's over there, in New Japan. So I want to send a thank you to Hiroshi Tanahashi for his years as a pro wrestler. I watched him. I was a huge fan of his. You had John Cena, you had Hiroshi Tanahashi. You feel me? And I'm sorry, this man has helped a lot of people's careers. And he is the quintessential. Him and Okada, if you want to be honest, as well as Naito, are the faces of New Japan. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm curious to see what's going to happen now, because New Japan always have a big turnover after Wrestle Kingdom. A lot of contracts come up. And now they got to make new stars. Now they got to build new legacies. So I'm curious to see what happens from there. Now, yeah. Oh, don't forget the flagship of the STO podcast, fam. I'm talking about none other than STO, the Smokers Lounge. That's right, people. This week, I got the beautiful 99 Lou for Bonus Smoke Fridays. Also, for my special smoke, the beautiful Miss Feed Me Entertainment. So please go check out both of those episodes, as well as, whatever I got going on. Please continue to vote for us for AVN for Favorite Adult Podcast of the Year. So please, you know what it is, people. Every time you see that Smokers Lounge logo, it's time to smoke this over. So please, if you enjoy the Pro Wrestling Smoke, please check out my episodes for STO, the Smokers Lounge. Now let's go dub. So we had a lot that happened between the SmackDown and the Raw. First off, a lot of NXT call-ups. Open Finley last night had a barn burner of a match. It was short against Leon Slater. At the end of it, he left the belt in the ring on the stage. It was already said he was going to be moving up. Duh. He was already having matches, main roster matches, in their live events, aka their dark matches. The thing that a lot of people were saying was, should he have lost to somebody to drop the belt? No. In my opinion, they did it right. He don't need to take a loss to leave. Actually, he shouldn't take a loss for a long time. He should be built up as that monster, that beast. You get what I'm saying? I think he will probably go to SmackDown because I don't see him going to Raw. Because he already had a match with Cody, and kind of a built-in rivalry to start with Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre did mess up the match. I'm like I said, Obafemi had a very strong NXT. We're gonna see if they're gonna give him a strong main roster run. Another call up, Javon Evans. Okay, let's have a conversation, shall we? Oh, I want to applaud Javon Evans. Well, begin. Javon Evans made the main roster, but you know what's something? Javon Evans never won a title in NXT. The title matches he had, he always lost. The big matches, he always lost. And then to show you how much they really think this nigga the future, his signing to Raw was during the commercial break. It's like, okay, do they even like Javon Evans? Because you keep saying he's the future, but damn, y'all treat him like shit. You didn't let the world see him get signed. You didn't give him a title run of any kind of NXT. Why should I believe y'all gonna give him a title run on Raw? He's not gonna be in the Continental Champion. Y'all ain't gonna do that. And knowing y'all probably gonna put him in the tag team of some kind. The chance of him becoming the world heavyweight champion is thrown out the goddamn window because he's too fucking young. Because y'all want y'all champions to be 37 and up. Y'all want old men to be champ. They're like, oh no, you too young. We'll put the belt on you in about 10 years. Obafemi, he old enough for the title. I was like, when I found out that Damian Priest was damn 40, I said, well, goddamn. It's like a lot of these wrestlers are old. I be thinking they kind of young. Them motherfuckers old. Some of them motherfuckers close to my age. I'm like, goddamn. But Trick Williams is getting the treatment. He came in looking like a star on SmackDown. And if you want to be technical about it, built-in rivalry if he goes after his boy, him, who is now the United States champion. Thank you for putting the belt on Carmelo Hayes. Thank you, Road Dogg, for finally putting the United States title, giving my man, him, Melo don't miss, a U.S. title run. Thank you. I love Ilya Dragunov, but let's just be honest. The United States title is a potato title. Your reign should be 3 to 4 months. I don't see nobody doing no year or anything like that unless they really going to be that deal. But back to my man Trick. I'm glad Trick on SmackDown. He fits SmackDown more so than Raw. In my opinion, I would love to see him. The question is, who will get the world title between him and Melo first? I see Trick getting it before him. Because Trick is way better on the mic than Melo. Let's be honest. And way more charismatic. Which I was surprised that he signed to SmackDown because guess what wifey is at? SmackDown. So now I also understand that JC Jane is supposedly supposed to be moving up as well at some point. I wonder who she's gonna drop the belt to. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen NXT, I hope that they put the belt on Thea Hale. Because y'all took the North American title off of her, which y'all supposed to put it on Blake, but because Blake Monroe is one of the people that about to be brought up, which is not surprised there, which I want to know how in the world her character is going to translate on main roster. I'm just saying, I'm curious. Is they going to change it up a little bit? If we still going to get that same, style that she got? I'm curious. Because let's be real, that main roster is actually kind of packed right now. Jordan Grace, another one, they ain't never put the belt on her, wouldn't give her a title run. She's now on SmackDown with her sexy ass. Yeah, it's going to be wild when we see Jordan Grace with a woman's title around her waist, if ever. I'm going to say this again. It's going to be a nice long while before we see Jordan Grace with a title around her waist. Now, would it surprise me if she wins the U.S. title at some point? No. But trust me, I don't see her getting the belt no time soon. Let's just keep it 100. And I don't know who else might get called up. A lot of people saying Ethan Page. I feel Ethan Page shouldn't be called up right now. Let him stay there. Let him stay there. Give him another year. Because I'm sorry, NXT is going to look a little, because your best characters you took. Now, of course, we got. Remember, I told you I said I wanted Thea Hale to retain the title. No, she didn't retain the title. She got beat up by Blake Monroe before their match, which was to set up Blake Monroe to leave. Then Izzy Dane, the one that goes against Thea Hale, defeats Thea Hale, but she lost earlier that night to Tatum Paxley, which will now set up Tatum Paxley to go after the North American title. I'm going to say this again. Can we please put a belt on Tatum Paxley? I like Izzy Dane, but Izzy Dane don't need a title. Tatum Paxley will make for more of an interesting champion than that of Izzy Dane. I'm sorry. If Izzy watching this, I like you. I think you're cute, but I don't think you'll make us an interesting champion as that of Tatum Paxley. More personality, more character. The only thing interesting about Izzy Dane is the fact that she's around Shawn Spears. Take that away, what the fuck we got? She should be at the bottom of the card right now. I would like to see Thea Hale get the title shot. I was not surprised that the Evolve Women's Champion, Kendra Gray, lost. Duh. She shouldn't even got the fucking title shot in the first place. But I guess because they're so high on her and that she's next up to be in NXT, that they kind of put her in that position. But to me, I wouldn't have had her go for the title. I would have waited till she about to get it. But that's just me. I knew they weren't going to let Leon Slater win the NXT title. No. I guess they just wanted Open Femi to have a good send-off. I'm curious of what's going to happen with NXT now with all these call-ups and who's next to be called up. And now that the NXT title has been vacated, this is my opinion. Do not have a scramble match. We don't need no goddamn battle royal. Do a fucking tournament. Yeah, do a fucking tournament. You got enough bodies to do a tournament. We all know that Ricky Saints going to end up getting the belt back, but it would be interesting to have a tournament. You got all this talent, Miles Bourne, Tavion Heights. You got all these guys, and you can even put in the league Leon Slater and even some TNA guys. Have a 16-man tournament that goes on for 2 fucking months. But no, knowing you dumb sons of bitches, y'all gonna have some type of multi-man goddamn match that ain't gonna make no fucking sense. That ain't gonna showcase nobody. They really ain't gonna make no goddamn. A tournament to me would make more sense than a multi-man match or so forth. Y'all can't do the Iron Survivor because y'all already did that unless you decide to do it again. But in my opinion, let's have a tournament. Can we? All right. Enough about NXT. Evolve, they should come back, I think, this week. Tonight. I think Wendy Chu supposed to finally have a match against Chantel Monroe. And I'm curious to see what the season premiere is going to look like. You still have Jackson Drake as champ. And the WWE Performance Center gets to run the show that night. So, even though I still say they botched that match in every which way. So, enough about Evolve. Now, let's talk main roster talk. The big news. Braun Breaker loses to CM Punk. Now, a lot of people were saying, it's messed up that Braun Breaker, they went and put the belt on Braun Breaker, and yada, 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 and yada, yada, yada. Okay, let me tell you the storyline that they're about to do. Remember in NXT 2.0, Braun Breaker was on a tear. And he had to wrestle Tommaso Ciampa, who, which I will talk about in a minute, is no longer with WWE. Give me 1 second. Come back to AEW Ring of Honor, Tommaso. I would love to see him team back up with Prince Nana. I'm for real. Straight up. Straight up. I would love to see Tommaso Ciampa in AEW. Not TNA. Not even NWA. AEW. Promos, his wrestling matches. God damn it. I can see him becoming the Ring of Honor World Champion. Yeah. Please. Now, back to WWE. Y'all remember that he wrestled Tommaso Ciampa twice. The first time he lost to Tommaso Ciampa because Tommaso Ciampa outsmarted him. And in the second go around, he won the title. Fast forward to now. He goes for the spear and gets outsmarted by the veteran wrestler. Sounds similar to Tommaso Ciampa. Now we're hearing at some point he's going to get a return match with CM Punk, probably at WrestleMania, after the Elimination Chamber, because he probably the one to win it, because I don't see him winning the Royal Rumble, because that is for Roman Reigns. For a third match that we don't really want nor need with Cody Rhodes, but I digress, because he's basically telling me that Cody's about to win this 3 Stages of Hell match, which I'm going to discuss in a minute. So Tommaso Ciampa, it's the same story that they did with Tommaso Ciampa. The young buck, overzealous, gets outsmarted. The next match, he gets the win. But here's my question. Seth Rollins is becoming healthy. Now, I was expecting Seth Rollins to pop up on Raw to cost him the match. That didn't happen. You did see a turn from Austin Theory, a.k.a. AEW's Kyle Fletcher. It looked like the same shit to me. So I'm wondering where Seth Rollins is going to fit into all this, because he got to get paid back on the Vision as well as get his hands on CM Punk. So I'm curious about that. It was a good match. I'm not even going to front. But the question is, should they pull the trigger and put Brock? No. Braun Breaker, would I have put the belt on him in that show? No. And a lot of people are like, why not? He's hot. He's running. No. It ain't got shit to do with age or anything like that. The story is better with Braun not being champ. Honestly. It is better with him not being champ, because what you going to do after that? With CM Punk, you already got built in Gunther and a couple other people, right? Actually, you could have at some point, like you said, you had Logan Paul supposed to be challenged. Braun Breaker, at this point in time, does not need the title. Now, do you keep him in the face of CM Punk? Yeah, actually, I'll to be honest with you, I think that now the feud should be him and the Tribal Chief. Once the Tribal Chief get his hands on the Tribal Thief. Because now it's bidding for the Royal Rumble. Plus, Braun Breaker, in my opinion, is better suited for that Royal Rumble because something tells me he's going to be at the finals. Roman going to throw him over. Then we got the Elimination Chamber. So, no, I totally agree with them keeping the belt on CM Punk. And I like the way they did it because he thought he was about to hit that spear and Punk caught him with that damn knee and the match was over. So, but like I said, but what I'm seeing now is that we're about to have the Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Penta deal with Division. I wonder what they're going to do with CM Punk, who's going to be his next title contender, and so forth. So I'm curious about that. Speaking about the other belt, well, we got 3 stages of hell. It was announced that it will be a wrestling match, Falls Count Anywhere match, and the last one a cage match. Remember, I told you I said they should have did this. I the one that predicted it, not anybody the fuck else. So don't let anybody else talk about some. Yeah, I told you they're gonna do things. One wrestling punditry podcast suggested and predicted a 3 stages of hell match. Moi. I predicted it. So, and this match is not a pay-per-view. It's actually going to be on TV, from what I understand, I think. On SmackDown. So, don't expect much blood. And it wouldn't surprise me if the last hour of SmackDown is that whole match. Because we're talking about 3 stages of hell. You need at least 30 minutes to an hour for this match to really sink in. 20 minutes is not going to get it. I'm sorry. So if they're smart, because I'm trying to see, wait a second, when is the 3 stages of hell match? Let me see. Cody versus Drew. When is this supposed to be? 3 stages of hell match between a standard wrestling match followed by Falls Count Anywhere match and a steel cage match. The winner be the undisputed. When is this match supposed to take place? When is this match supposed to take place? I'm sitting looking at some people as opposed. I ain't even going for I can see that a Texas Bull Road match, last standing match in the Hell in a Cell. They wouldn't have did a Hell in a Cell. And I think the reason why they did the I think the reason why they did, let me see, when is this supposed to be happening? Here we go. Okay, here we go. SmackDown. The Undisputed title. We're battling. Oh, so that's this week. It's going to be on. Man, bullshit. Never mind. Never mind. I hate when they do matches like this on TV because 1, there ain't going to be no blood. 2, they're going to speed this thing through. Because unless, let me see. Unless they do a one at the first hour is what it is, and then that last hour is completely concentrated on that 3 stages of hell. Because there's no way in fucking hell. Now, the only way I can see that the first match go quick is if Drew McIntyre gets himself disqualified. And then he wins the Falls Count Anywhere match, which sets up the cage match. Some tell me that's going to happen in the first match because it's a standard wrestling match, which means I can lose by disqualification. So how far-fetched is for Drew to lose by disqualification by doing something heinous to Cody Rhodes? I'm just saying. So I am curious to see how they're going to do this because it's a 2-hour show. Y'all ain't doing this in the pay-per-view. Y'all not doing this in a Saturday main event. Y'all doing this on network TV. So, like I said, if I don't see the second hour, that match start the second hour, and it goes an hour, I'm going to be upset because you got to give that match time to breathe. So, now, Julia wins the United States title. Remember I tell you where the fuck is Julia been? Well, finally we got the answer. She wins back the United States title, become a 2-time United States champion, defeating Chelsea Green. And that's a pretty good match. Remember I kept saying it's crazy how Julia got on the main roster and just completely disappeared ever since. As you want to be talking about her WWE run, it's not been that great. I mean, Stella Procure, she's straight. You know what I'm saying? But Julia run ain't been that great. So she wins back the United States title. If they're going to keep this feud between her and Chelsea Green going, we will see. On the other end, Maxine Dupree, time at the top was short like leprechauns. And speaking about leprechauns in Irish, she loses to the man, Becky Lynch, which we saw this coming because they want to set up her and AJ Lee, who we found out is not a full-time contract. She's doing appearances. So do I see her winning in the Continental title? Yeah. Do I see her having a couple appearances with it, but not necessarily wrestling as much on TV? No, she probably more pay-per-view. Similar to what they did when Logan Paul was U.S. champ. Maxine Dupree, to change up to her being a toughie, I kind of wanted to see where it was going, especially with her Intercontinental champion. But it ended with a whimper the way that she got pinned. Because she dominated Becky throughout the match, but she lost because Becky outsmarted her. And I don't know what they're going to do with Maxine Dupree moving forward. I'm being honest with you. Some females, they need a title to be relevant. I don't see how she's going to be relevant without it. Or what feud that you're going to have her in or dealing with. So I'm curious with that. Now, you could easily put her in a feud with Julia. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see. But now you can't put her in a feud with you because you're on Raw. I'm just saying. Stella Procure came to the ring in the boot. They're saying that she is injured, but apparently the injury is not going to be that severe that she's going to be out for a long period of time. I suspect a month. She'll be in that boot for a month. I think what probably happened was she twisted her ankle. And they needed to stabilize it. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't need surgery. And they're keeping the feud between her and Big Mommy Cool, Rachel Rodriguez, going, period. Liv Morgan gets a win against Live Valkyria. I'm seeing they're keeping that feud going between them and Becky and Bayley. Apparently, Liv Morgan gonna play a big part in WrestleMania. I'm just curious of what he's gonna play a part in. I'm just curious about that myself. Yeah, I know. So, and that's pretty much WWE for the most part. And like I said before, to me, with the call-ups, especially Javon Evans, I don't want him to get lost in the shuffle, man. Y'all keep saying how good he is, but y'all ain't putting the belt on him, and you're not putting him in the main event status. And You're not giving him big major wins. Now, over Femi, I'm not worried about. They're gonna put him over like Flynn. But the question is, what they're gonna do with Javon Evans? You know what I'm saying? Period. And of course, what's his damn name? Joe Hendry. Because is Joe Hendry going to be our version of Santino Morales? The Cobra. Going to do the Cobra. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah. He's going to get lost in the shuffle, too. That's my biggest fear, that a lot of these cars are going to get lost in the shuffle, yo. Especially the ones that I feel they should get a run. Period. Especially Von Evans, because can you name a bad match he had? Now I understand that Chad Gable supposed to be coming back. Okay. No, you will not see him as Americana Grande. And 2, can we please get him main event status, get him a single title run, the United States title right there. I love Chad Gable. I'm glad that they're not going to put him back in the Americana Grande gimmick, because I'm sorry, Ludwig Kaiser got that shit cold. He got that shit cold. How is you going to outdo the gimmick that the guy that came up with did? I'm like, it's just funny, because I'm sitting there looking at Ludwig Kaiser doing this shit with people. Speak perfect Spanish. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Da, 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 da. Come on, people. He's so over in Mexico, it ain't even funny. So, and also, who else? Like I said, Raw been okay. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen next week. And like I said, you got this 3 Stages of Hell match on TV. I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and this in the comments. Should they do it on TV, or should they say that for a pay-per-view? Because a match like this calls for blood. I don't see nobody bleeding. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about both him and Cody. They understand, when Stone Cold and Triple H did it, they both were busted open. If you look at all these Hell in the 3 Stages of Hell matches, every last one of the motherfuckers were bleeding. So I probably believe that they're going to do blood on Naked TV on USA. So we will see. So, yeah, it was a short show. Wasn't a lot to talk about. Wasn't a lot of wrestling news or punditry. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back next week to talk some more. I'm definitely going to take a look at AEW Dynamite tonight. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to talk about NXT next week, as well as what happened on SmackDown with the 3 Stages of Hell match. I am predicting that Cody will win 2 matches to 3. And the next week, Obafemi will make his appearance to confront Drew McIntyre, or even Cody. So I am so curious about what's going to happen with these call-ups. So I'm done. So before we go, you know what you need to do. Let me go ahead and put it up there. See that QR code? You need to hit it. You go to the place where the conversation gets saucier, the tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know what pop out relations. Subscribe. I'm talking about none in the premium smoke room. We talk about 4 wonderful podcasts for you to enjoy, plus a VIP smoke room, which I open up in the premium smoke room, as well as I do shows live on X. That's the VIP smoke room. That's right where the fans get to ask questions, the ladies get to show their tits and shake their ass to some music. You feel me? Plus, also check out my Triple X store, where you can see my work as I give ladies their work, because that big thing grows in the sticks. You feel me? That's why they call me Big Country. Also, please check out my subscription-based side on Spotify, which you're on now, where I had the smoke on it. as well as Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry top male talents about the business. We give you that real smoke about the porn business from a male perspective. So whether it's premium smoke, you had the smoke on it, or you try to get some good old Savage Smoke, either way, please subscribe to the smoke. So, and don't forget, check out the flagship, STO, the Smokers Lounge. I got some great episodes dropping in the next couple of weeks. And trust me, y'all going to love every bit of it. And please continue to vote for STO, the Smokers Lounge, for ABN Award for Favorite Adult Podcast of the Year. Let's win it. I'm 3 times nominated, baby. I want to be a 1-time winner. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? 3 words for you. Smoke this over. Bye.